Actually, I don't have too much to say because I believe the Deputy President has given a fairly broad perspective of what we think and what we hope we can do together with yourselves and other players in our economy. But let me just reiterate that we definitely want an economy that works for all. That is the important thing. A few days ago, the DP came out with this phrase, I think it was at his delegates conference, that it is not bottom versus up. It is bottom up. All right. So I think that message should sink. That in this process, this dialogue that we are engaging in, we are not trying to create a division between the cadres of our economic players. We want to try and create a synergy that will make sure that we work in harmony, big or small, slender or broad. That is important. We need to work together. We need to prioritize our resource allocation, and I think that has come out very, very clearly. We have seen that sometimes we deploy our resources where they're not properly utilized. We want to create the institutions that are recognized as essential to function. He has talked of the IG. We want to be able to say that can the real IG step forward? Because right now, if you say you want the IG to step forward, who actually steps forward? These are the questions that we need to ask ourselves. Is the Auditor General properly funded? What was this magic figure in the budget that the Office of the Auditor General gets 3 billion? The EACC gets 3 billion. The Director of Public Prosecution gets 3 billion. The DCI was upped a little bit, about 6 billion. And then the judiciary, the figure has constantly stood at about 15 billion. Right? So what was the rationale that all these entities that are involved in the criminal justice system or in the justice system have a standard figure? If you ask, would you say that there's a basis for it? If you go to court, you'll find it very difficult to win a case if the Auditor General's report is not complete, especially when it involves public resources. But you ask the Auditor General today, for the last several years, the figure allocated to that office has just been about 3 billion Kenya shillings. Let's look at the pending issues around delays of county governments in terms of doing their audit reports, the 47 of them. Then look at the parastatal sector, what has happened. So clearly, our hands are full, and we want to be able to say that as Kenya Kwanza, we are ready to partner with you and partner with other Kenyans so that we can make these steps. Let us move forward and be able to change the situation. We have seen a decline of the cooperative movement in this country. You will remember how powerful this entity was when we talk of the savings culture and what we can do. You really can come across a situation where you say that that sector has grown from what it was much earlier. So we have challenges, and we want to reach a stage where if you call a public rally in Nairobi on a weekday, we want to be in a situation where you'll have a problem getting people to attend your public rally. That is what we want to see. But right now, you know what it takes. Sometimes you don't even have to call it. You just have to make it a small appearance. and you become a movie star in a given area. And this reflects the number of people who are out there who need jobs. And that is why we say Kenya Kwanza. It's not really about expansion of the leadership and so forth. Let us move away from guaranteeing leaders jobs. Let us guarantee Kenyans jobs. You know, let us make sure that our decisions are underwriting several jobs for the people who really need them out there. We believe we have a package that we can offer to the people of Kenya. We want to have strong democratic institutions. We want a strong financial system that works. We want a private sector that is happy to partner with the government and the people of Kenya. You are not the opposition. Plain and simple. The private sector is not the opposition. So we must stop treating them as an opposition. We must treat them as partners. We must really open that dialogue window with yourselves and other Kenyans. So as I stand here, working jointly with the chief hustler, as they call him, because it was something that I meditated upon, because we had reached a stage where we are beginning to criminalize relationships. You cannot start painting fellow Kenyans as pariahs. Let our relationship be evidence-based. This is what is important. Let the people who have an issue with the government don't evade tax. But there are ways of finding out whether you are in default. And then deal with it professionally. I was one of the people who set up KRA when I was in the Treasury. Surely we did not anticipate that KRA would be walking into your premises with the police behind them. That was never what was anticipated. Let us strengthen our arbitration processes to buttress the justice system that is talking about. Can we create a situation where we can become a hub for arbitration? Because you as business people, you want to cut the time that you take going to court trying to process your issues. Can we develop a strong arbitration mechanism? Make this a center of global or regional arbitration so that we can get businesses moving and decisions made very quickly? Yes, we can do it. The brains are here. So I can tell you that tuko tayari kufanya kazi na nyinyi. I don't know which is the better word in Kiswahili. The Swahili experts are here. Obath, you're one of them. You should tell us, is it tenda wajibu wako or is it tekeleza wajibu wako?
Zote zafaa, yategemea vile unaeleza watu.
Yeah, asante sana. I think that's all I can say, but thank you so much for inviting us to be with you this morning, and we look forward to continuous engagement as we go forward. This gentleman was my desk mate in Nairobi School, and that one was my good friend in Kangemi when I stayed there.